Welcome to Shape of the City. I'm Clover Frederick and I'm your host. In 2014, Lincoln was named the #2 biking community in the nation in the National Bike Challenge. Today, we'll learn why Lincoln is so great for biking and walking. With me today is Terry Genrich. He's the Natural Resources and Greenway Manager for Lincoln Parks and Rec, and Kellee Van Bruggen, who's the Transportation Planner at the Lincoln and Lancaster County Planning Department. Thank you both for joining me today.
Thank you.
Let's start, Terry, by talking with you. Tell us about why Lincoln's trail system is really kind of set apart from other communities.
Well, I think the big thing, the reason why is because we have a very well connected trails network. A lot of it is due to planning that's taken place early on when there were opportunities that the city was able to take advantage of that has been built on since then. We have some rail corridors that kind of provide the backbone of the trails network. And because of that, now people don't really have to get off of a trail to go to one location or another. They can ride a trail to work. They can ride the trail for recreation. They can ride a trail to some commercial area if they're needing to go to the store. So I think because of those reasons, a lot of people are picking up and getting interested in biking and taking advantage of the trails that we have in Lincoln.
Okay. Well, we've got this great trail system, and besides Lincoln Parks and Rec, what other partners and builders are involved in that?
Well, again, I think that's a big success for our network that we have. The Great Plains Trails Network has been a huge provider of funding for the trails that we have. We have partnered on many of our grants that we've applied to with various other agencies. We've actually had the county be a partner one time. The Natural Resources District, Lower Platte South Natural Resources District has been a partner, so that when we can complete a certain phase of the project, these other partners are able to come to the table and finish the other phase or bring the financial resources to make it happen.
Very good. Now I bet there are some upcoming trail projects that we should be aware of.
We do have a couple ones, I think especially those that are on the Rock Island Trail need to be aware of, because the Sheridan Street bridges are going to be replaced. That trail is going to be closed from March through the end of the year, and so riders will have to find an alternate route to get around there. We have a route that's been designated basically between Calvert over to 33rd and taking 33rd north to south, and then that will get you back on the trail. We know bikers, however, quite often like to find their own route, and I think they'll be able to do that, but there's really not going to be any other way to get around the Rock Island. Another big trail project that's going to take place is on the Billy Wolf Trail between 27th Street and Randolph. We are reworking that section of the trail because it's 8 feet wide, it's in bad shape, and it will begin at the ramp going down underneath 27th west to the bridge on the north side of Capitol Parkway. That will be all replaced, under construction, and hopefully completed midsummer is what we're looking at. The other project is the Jamaica North Trail that we've been working on since 2003, believe it or not. It's just been a huge project. Almost done. I think once the weather warms up again, they had to shut down for the winter, but that's a huge connection from the downtown area going all the way down into Beatrice.
So we've all heard that this N Street project has recently been approved. Tell us more about that.
Well, this is a wonderful opportunity for, again, people in town to ride east to west. We struggle sometimes to get bicycle traffic from one side of Lincoln to the other, and the in-street protected bikeway is an opportunity for whether you're a recreational rider or a commuter to actually get from the Billy Wolf Trail near 21st and N all the way downtown and to the arena at about 6th and N. It's going to be on the south side of N Street, and again, it's an opportunity to make a connection and provide a safe route for bicyclists.
So now, Kellee, I understand that N Street project is considered a complete street. Tell us more about what complete streets are.
Yeah, complete streets are simply letting all different types of users have accessibility to the facility. So considering pedestrian, bicyclists, accessibility issues, making sure that there's sidewalks available for people to use. If it's along a bike route, maybe there's signage or a bike lane. Also making sure that there's curb ramps for those that need that type of facility. If it's along a bus route, making sure that there's transit amenities available for different types of people that will be using the facility.
Okay, does the City of Lincoln have a complete streets policy?
In September of 2013, Mayor Beitler signed an executive order for complete streets policy. And so what it did is set up a committee of city staff to look at complete streets. So the city staff is made up of departments from Parks and Rec, Planning, Public Works and Utilities, the Health Department, Urban Development, and others that have a vested interest in complete streets. So the committee meets at least once a month, if not more frequently, to discuss different types of projects that are coming up. We've sat and discussed the Penny Bridges project and other different types of things, so that we look at the design phase, the construction phase, and how we might be able to incorporate all different types of users into the project.
Okay, what other examples of some complete streets could we be seeing here in Lincoln?
So the city in the capital improvement program has budgeted $50,000 under Public Works to do complete streets type projects annually. So the committee has gotten together and discussed different types of gaps that are in the system. So we have looked at where people are accessing the trails and there's not necessarily a sidewalk for them to get, but there's a footpath. So we know people are utilizing that way to get to the trails. So installing sidewalks where people really want them. Looking at bike route signage. A lot of people use the bike routes here in Lincoln, the on-street network, but there's a lot of people that don't know where they are. So putting up a sign that's visual, people feel more comfortable utilizing the route. Also, it gives the motorists kind of a heads up that they're on a bike route, they may encounter a bicyclist. So it makes it a little bit more safer for everybody utilizing the road. And then also looking at bike parking, adding more bike parking for people throughout the community, so that they know if they want to ride their bike to get to the destination, that there's going to be available parking. It just makes it a little bit more user-friendly and easier for people to make that choice.
Well, now, if somebody is interested in starting to bike more, where can they learn about the trail systems that we have?
Yeah, we have a website, Bike Lincoln, and if you go to lincoln.ne.gov, keyword bike, you can access the website there. And it gives a lot of different information. You can plan your ride. It has a Google Map with bike routes and the trails on it that you can enter your address and destination and get around. It has a lot of information about biking. It has a link to the trails and the construction projects that are going on. And then it has really great information, educational component to it as well. It has the bike link videos on there, so if people are interested in learning about how to commute safely and that type of information, we have YouTube videos available there. Another great thing about that is we're expanding that section. The health department just received a grant for public safety announcements and more educational videos that we'll be adding to that website as well.
All right, very good. Thank you both for joining me. There's a lot of exciting things going on for the biking and walking community here in Lincoln. When we come back, we'll learn about how you can stay healthy in the workplace.
My name is Damon Hershey. I'm one of many people in Lincoln that rides a bike year-round. It is important for winter riding to be prepared, especially being visible. You want to have a good quality light. You want to be visible to all road users. You want to be sharing the road. You also want to remember the 3-foot passing law. That's a safety for both the cyclists as well as the motorists. And of course, if you'd like to find out more, you can visit lincoln.ne.gov.
Welcome back. I'm Clover Frederick, your host for Shape of the City. We all have busy lives, and keeping healthy is becoming more of a challenge. How great would it be to have help with our health in our workplace? Some companies have the help of an organization called WorkWell. To tell us more about it, I'm joined by Tonya Vhylidal, Director of WorkWell, and Sherri Juricek, who's the Wellness Coordinator at Arbor Day Foundation. Thank you both for joining us today. Now Tonya, tell us a little bit more about WorkWell.
WorkWell is a wellness council. It's an organization that's a non-for-profit. We have what we call a membership base. People pay a membership fee to belong to our organization, and then we provide technical expertise, programming, consultation, anything that they would need related to wellness and health promotion. We have about 100 members here in the state of Nebraska that we support, and we can go on site, they can call us, we have an internet where they can gain access. So we do everything we can possible to help organizations develop, enhance, build their wellness programs.
So tell me, what are some of the benefits of an employer to joining WorkWell?
Well, we provide many benefits to our employers for being members of WorkWell. We provide training to help them institutionalize their programs. So from A to B, how does that look when you're trying to develop and implement a wellness program in your organization, which includes the leadership support that we talked about before. Additionally, we do other trainings, whether it be webinar-based, on-site, to the employer, at our location, in a multitude of different areas of wellness, whether it be about benefit design, tobacco cessation, managing your health care plan, actual health programs, health promotion programs in general on nutrition, physical activity, emotional wellness, things like that. We also provide networking at our location, and we provide that on a web-based platform as well, so they can do webinars to get engaged and interact and learn about benchmark institutions and what they're doing and make those comparisons. We have an awards and recognitions program. We also do consultations independently for organizations. We will go on site and support programs and develop programs to be interventions for companies. And I think the number one benefit that we have is it's a common place for people of a similar mindset to come together and really learn from each other, communicate with each other, get ideas, and just grow as a professional.
Okay, great. So these wellness programs that are happening within these companies, what are some of the challenges that they're facing amongst their employees?
You know, the number one challenge I would say is financial resources. Many times, and you'll hear about this, that you are dealing with possibly a zero-based budget. So how can we help support them in developing and promoting health, promoting good health, I guess would be the right way to put that, with very few financial resources and potentially very few people resources, right? So that's where we come into place to help kind of fill in the gaps and support them. The other thing is that healthcare as we know it is becoming more increasingly expensive year over year. And oftentimes, health promotion can get shoved aside for risk management, sick care, and things along that lines. So selling why it's so important to have a resource like WorkWell or to institutionalize wellness is incredibly important.
Okay. Well, tell us some of the biggest rewards you've seen.
The biggest rewards that we see are really in the transformations that take place at the individual level at the organization. We're very fortunate because of our relationship with our organizations to be able to see what the impact is on the individual and then into their family, obviously, and then into the community. Beyond that, also, the organization itself will transform. If it really has a strong presence of wellness in the organization, if there's leadership support, there's a strong champion, we're going to see the culture of the organization change, where it's more friendly, it's a work environment that people want to come to, it magnetizes people, positive people, and then also reduction of overall costs related to just people themselves. So whether it's healthcare, workers' compensation, retention, all of those things. Those are the things we see.
Can you share some success stories with us?
Yeah, I'm going to let Sherri talk about Arbor Day today, but we, as WorkWell, have been the administrators and facilitators of the Governor's Wellness Award for the state. So I see lots of stories, right, across the state. But locally, institutions such as Duncan Aviation, right? They're seeing. I mean, if you know the name Duncan Aviation, it's one of those things where you're like, wow, it's a really great place for people to work. Okay, People want to work there because it's a positive work culture, the benefits are good, on-site medical care, you know, on-site fitness facilities. So that's an example. And then you get all the way into like Lincoln Electrical System. It's partially governed by the city, but yet people want to work there because they have such a good wellness program, and it's really helped transform their work environment to make it a real positive environment, because it's stressful to work under those conditions. So those would be two local examples that I can think of. Across the state, we're seeing it with healthcare systems. Mary Lanning Healthcare in Hastings, they have won awards for the fact that their staff needs the care as much as the people, right? So those are just a few examples.
Okay, very good.
Thanks.
Well, Sherri, let's talk a little bit about Arbor Day Foundation. Yeah. Give us a little background on the Arbor Day Foundation.
The Arbor Day Foundation actually plants millions of trees every year to help with global issues like clean water, clean air, temperature control, hunger, poverty. And we have two locations. One is our headquarters in our Lincoln office, and then we have a huge Arbor Day farm in Nebraska City. And with that, we have over 350 people that love where they work, the enthusiastic culture that we have. And with that, we want to help them further their lives with us. And so we have developed our wellness program. And at the foundation, we really care about our employees' health and wellness, and their families also. So we've developed a wellness program about 5 years ago that is a pretty complex program. We first of all started out with a points-based program for about 2 years, and then developed it into an outcomes-based program that actually is tied to their medical premiums.
Great. Now, how did WorkWell help you implement this program?
WorkWell has been a great help. We work with a number of different vendors, but they actually partnered with us to begin with to actually form and model our wellness program. We went to seminars that they held, informational meetings that they held. We attended webinars that they've held. They've actually developed some of our intervention programs that we've used for our wellness program after we've actually done our health screens. We've partnered with a couple of vendors, which was Good Life Fitness and the Ambassador Wellness Center in Nebraska City also.
Great. Tell us some of the results you've seen with your employees and their families.
We've seen great results. For the past 5 years of our program going, we have had a number of employees that have actually gone from the at-risk to the healthy side of their wellness. And a couple of examples, we had about 3 years ago, we had an employee that was quite at risk with her health, and she actually participated in one of our intervention programs, and she just qualified for the Boston Marathon last year.
Wow, that's a great story.
We implemented a smoking cessation program last year. For the first time, we had a number of employees and family members go through that program. And as of to date, we have 8 team members and family members that have actually quit smoking.
That's great. Very good. What would you suggest for another company or a large nonprofit like yourself who is thinking about starting a wellness program? What suggestions do you have for them?
I guess to begin with, if you've never done one, I would keep it simple. And that's why we started out with a points-based program. That way you can actually do activities for all walks of life, because not everybody is physical activity and nutrition. You know, some people need emotional balance, financial balance, you know, so we kind of touched on all of the different aspects of life to develop our program to begin with. And once we kind of had down where people's interests were and what motivated them, we actually switched over then to the outcomes program that actually is tied to our medical insurance premiums. And so I would say the first thing is to kind of keep it pretty simple and start out slow, because people have to get on board, and you have to have a buy-in from the top down in order to get the program going and to keep the program sustainable.
Right, very good. Now, Tonya, how can companies or nonprofits find out more about joining WorkWell?
Sure, they can go to www.nesafetycouncil.org, and WorkWell is a tab on that page because we're a division of the Nebraska Safety Council. They can contact me direct at 402-483-2511, and I'd be happy to speak with them to see if it's a good fit for them and to see if we could help them.
Great. Now, what's coming up on the future for WorkWell?
Yeah, we every year annually we do the Governor's Award for Wellness across the state of Nebraska. We are the facilitators and administrators of that process. So we are preparing for that to kick off in March. We're very excited about that. Last year we had 50 companies. The year before that we had 50 companies across the state. So we're hoping to match or move upon that this year. The nice thing about the Governor's Award is that it really gives people an idea of how to institutionalize wellness in their organization, gets them ready, and helps them use the evidence-based model. So it was designed to help organizations across the state get their programs moving, get them along, okay? The other part of that is it provides recognition, which is really important to companies. And then secondly, our Wellness Legacy Awards. The Governor's Award is for companies, recognition for companies. Wellness Legacy Awards is recognition for those individuals that are championing the efforts. And we're very excited about that. This will be the first year of that.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you both for joining us and for motivating us to get healthy at work.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Now, stay tuned while we learn more about oranges. You'll never look at them the same way again.
Hi, this is Michelle Welch with Lincoln Public Schools, the registered dietitian that is the wellness facilitator for the school district. One thing that we're doing during February is we are having Super Snack Power Challenge for this quarter, for third quarter of schools. And so today I wanted to talk just a little bit about what's happening within about half of our schools, which is they're doing what I call Project Orange. Project Orange is an opportunity for students to taste different types of oranges. They maybe have only ever had exposure to one type of orange, and we want them to see there's lots of different things that can work really well for them in having variety and enjoying the fruits of winter, which sometimes can seem a little hedgy for us as parents. So one thing that you can do at home is you can play right along with us. All you need to do is buy a couple different varieties of oranges and do a taste test with your family at snack time. So today I'm going to show you a variety of oranges that we have with us. I have the old standard clementine oranges that are easy to peel for kiddos. If you want to cut oranges, the standard navel orange, but there are lots of other varieties such as tangelos or honey tangelos you'll see. Sometimes they'll be called Mineola tangelos. Cara oranges, and then the Moreau oranges are sometimes called blood oranges. So if you have any vampires in your family, that is the perfect orange for you. Keep that vitamin C up and get you a little bit of what you're looking for. So I'm going to show you just an example of how I like to do my oranges because I don't like to peel oranges. I hate getting those orange peels underneath my nails. So I just wash off the outside of my oranges. I cut off both ends because I don't want to have a bunch of rind to hold on to. And then when you look at the inside of what they call a blood orange or Moreau orange, you'll notice it's much different than the standard oranges that you see in front of me. It has a darker color. Some people say it has a little bit of a raspberry flavor to it, but then I just simply cut them into little slices. It makes it easy for everyone to eat. And put them on a plate and you're ready to go. So don't be afraid to kind of mix up your fruit a little bit. For students when they come home, we all know as parents, and even when we were kids, you're starving when you come home and you want to have a snack. Typically part of that is we're so thirsty. Kids really need to drink more and they need to have a nice glass of water when they come home in addition to having a snack that's healthy for them. Lots of different foods beyond oranges can be a great option for kids for snacks, but what we want to keep in mind are these two big pieces. Having them choose healthy foods that are typically foods you as a parent would choose for them to have during mealtime too. Things like apples or bananas, items such as trail mixes that are a healthier trail mix, lots of different options, even cheese sticks or a nice yogurt. All those can be great choices for our kiddos to choose for their snack when they come home. And really helping them to right size their snack is the other piece. So we want them to first choose healthy foods, but second, If they're coming home and they're just going to sit around and watch TV, they just need a little snack. If they're getting ready to go to a big sports practice or something, they may need to have something like a half of a turkey sandwich and a yogurt before they head out to support their next couple hours of being active. So really keep in mind helping your students to right-size their snack. If you see a challenge come home, you can really take advantage of that to be a good guide. Otherwise, you can go to lps.org/wellness and click on the Super Snack Power Challenge. That will give you all the information so you can play along at home. For Lincoln Public Schools, Michelle Welch, registered dietitian here in Lincoln. Have a great day and a bright and healthy future. Thank you.
Shape of the City is dedicated to helping Lincoln stay informed of health and wellness topics and events. Visit our calendar at lincoln.ne.gov, keyword 10health. If you'd like to see your event covered, email us at 10healthlincoln@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. Until next time, get active, eat healthy, and stay informed.